rise from your grave.
Woohoo!
Welcome back to the Killer Score Podcast, the podcast where we cover cult classic films with awesome soundtracks and compositions we believe deserve more attention. I, of course, am your host, Daulton Morrison. The SAG-AFTRA strikes are done, and we are back, and I thought about doing something different for coming back, but I didn't want to skip over it since I teased it the last time before the strikes happened and hiatus and yada, yada, yada. So we are back with the founder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're back with our actual faces.
Yeah.
So now you can put faces to this mess.
Yes.
To this hot mess.
Yeah.
Faces and a microphone arm that I will be moving back and forth.
Live
Like
from
a-
the murder basement.
Live from the murder basement. All we need is Jason Voorhees with a machete behind us.
Yeah. We're gonna roll back the footage and there's just gonna be like a ghostly figure crying in the corner.
Sadako's just gonna pop up right over there.
No, it's just Josh from the end of Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Josh?
Have you guys ever seen when Scooby-Doo did a parody of that for the Cartoon Network bumpers?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. It was strange.
It is. It literally ends with Shaggy in the corner.
I mean, who else, right?
Yeah. Another thing I was going to say, because we are back from Killer Score, is that I just lost my train of thought and I need to come back to it. I am so sorry.
It's okay. I have a couple of announcements.
Enlightening. Thank you, Erin.
Yes, thank you.
This is a professional start, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So, I'm happy to announce, in the wake of the strikes and everything that went on there, I have been a very, very busy bastard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in the time gaps between Killer Score episodes, I am proud to announce that a huge project that I have had in the making for years is finally out on my channel, Astro Song, my passion project.
Woo!
My anthology Space Western series has its first episode. It's up on my channel, link in the description, and words cannot convey just how glad I am that my hard work and his hard work is out there.
Yeah, go check it out. And we're planning on setting up some other socials for Killer Score. Obviously,
Instagram.
Yeah, obviously this is going to be set up. We're going to be posting this all the usual places. I'll send my link so you guys can put it, but Richie and I, at least, are on Blue Sky now as well.
Yep.
So feel free to follow us on Blue Sky. We'll post our Blue Sky links in the description. I've been working on some video stuff. Erin and I have been hunting for a place, which is why we mostly haven't been
As active online.
But as soon as I'm set up in my new place, I'm going to be setting up a whole space and putting videos out. So.
Yeah. On my end, I have been kind of busy, I guess you would say.
Yeah, we've all been pretty busy.
We've all been pretty busy. I've mostly just been working, but Witch and Crafts has 3 craft shows coming up. Shawnee High School on November 18th. Merchantville Pop-Up December 2nd. And December... Let me bring up the other date on my phone. December 11th, I want to say? No, that's a Monday. It's a Saturday in December. I will post the dates in here in the description box.
You can leave that to me.
Yeah. At the Burlington County Library Cultural Festival. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun, Daulton, as with last time, you have the movie ball, and I'm eager to hear what you have to say about it, leading us in.
Okay, yeah. So I am back with the founder. And yeah, so for those of you who haven't heard of this one, came out back in 2016. Got overshadowed a lot because it's one of those films that released in a dead month. It released in what people know as "Fuck You, It's January." So
that's when they released Strange Magic. The George Lucas fairy
movie.
movie.
They usually release Garbo during Fuck You, It's January. There are a few things that, like, slip through the cracks.
There's a few Oscar bait movies.
Yeah, but that's mostly November when they do the Oscar bait movies. This was put out by a few different companies. I believe the main production studio behind it was, like, I want to say Fox Searchlight, because they do a lot of these.
They do a lot of indie films.
Yeah, let me double check. Oh, looks like it was actually Miramax and the Weinstein Company, maybe.
Oh boy.
Boo.
Yeah, but anyway, so it got a limited release in 2016, and then generally released in January of 2017. So it was directed by John Lee Hancock, which is just a great name, by the way. He's what I would call a journeyman director. He's one of those guys who releases just like a bunch of movies that are like all pretty passable for the most part. Like not a lot of stuff that I would call like high art, but stuff that people generally
Enjoyable.
like. Yeah. He's mainly known for doing sports films and historical dramas. Specifically, his two most famous films that people probably know him for are The Blind Side and Saving Mr. Banks.
Decent.
Okay.
Yeah. So the film's exact budget isn't known. It's like estimated to be between 7 and 25 million, but it only made around 24.1 million. Probably because it, this was 2016. People were still in the fervors of like, big budget like superhero flicks and stuff.
The blockbusters.
Yeah.
The blockbusters.
So this wasn't getting a lot of attention. So, interestingly enough, though, it was composed by Carter Burwell, who's a pretty big name composer. What he's mostly well known for is he composed the majority of the works of the Coen brothers, even including their musical Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
Fantastic movie, by the way. Check
That is
that
a
out.
good movie.
Yeah, and he's also scored for other critically acclaimed directors like Spike Jonze and Martin McDonagh. Yeah, and what I think is really interesting about this biopic is it reminds me of biopics like There Will Be Blood and The Social Network, where it's like, look at this garbage person,
Yeah, look at this asshole.
It's not a flat, look at this important person who should be shown just how much of a garbage individual they are. And it's actually based off a mix of the subject matter Ray Kroc's own biography and a unauthorized biography on him. So for those who are unaware, The Founder is a American biopic about Ray Kroc, the salesman who essentially weaseled and charmed his way into the lives of the McDonald brothers, who created the McDonald's burger stand in Southern California, which was incredibly popular in the area, and people loved it. It was innovative, and this guy came there trying to sell them stuff for a company he worked for, and just was blown away by this whole like system, how much people liked it, the low overhead, so on and so forth. And essentially made himself their franchise guy.
Franchise manager.
Yeah, and it's all about the rise of Ray Kroc, essentially. But would you guys like me to read off the synopsis, or do one of you want to read it off?
Can I,
Yeah, take a crack.
You can go ahead.
My voice actor is showing today. My
There's
narrator.
some plastic on the bottom.
Yeah.
Was plastic on the bottom.
It's still in the plastic.
God damn it. All right.
We were wholly unprepared. Wholly unprepared.
We're going to need that in this basement, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Directed by John Lee Hancock, Saving Mr. Banks, The Founder features the true story of Ray Kroc, played by Michael Keaton, a struggling salesman from Illinois. Met Mac and Dick McDonald, who were running a burger operation in 1950s Southern California. Kroc was impressed by the brothers' speedy system of making food and saw franchise potential. Writer Robert Siegel, of The Wrestler fame, details how Kroc maneuvered himself into a position to be able to pull the company from the brothers and create a billion-dollar empire.
And what's interesting is the amount of production work they put into this film, because it was filmed in Georgia for tax purposes, like a lot of stuff is.
Yeah.
Even though it's mostly set in SoCal. But what they did was they actually worked a lot with archival footage, photos, buying stuff off of eBay, and getting period accurate equipment and stuff, and even rebuilding like prop buildings of like some of the old McDonald's establishments and stuff.
That's impressive.
I've noticed that a lot of these modern biopics will weave in real world footage to give it an air of verisimilitude, you know? Just make it feel like that you're seeing the story unfold.
Yeah, and to roll back, it was premiered at ArcLight Hollywood and released theatrically in 2017, like I said. It was distributed by the Weinsteins, but there were like a few different production companies. It was produced by Film Nation, The Combine, Farrow House Productions.
You know, I know I already did it. I know I already did it, but boo!
Boo! But, I mean, it's not too surprising. The Weinstein Company and Miramax, they do a lot of independent pictures. I mean, that's literally how they build their money. A lot of these studios will do that with, like, smaller films where they build their thing through, like, small movies with, like, big returns. I mean, famously, people call New Line Cinema the house that Freddie built because of how big those movies were. It was, like... It's why horror is still popular to this day, and we brought it up before, but it bears repeating. The reason studios go in so hard on horror movies, and the reason why companies like Blumhouse are so successful, is because horror generally does not cost that much to make.
Yeah, it's a low investment, high return genre.
Yeah, because even a lot of bad horror movies will get a lot of money in the box office. Like,
of course.
It's very, very rare when a horror movie flops.
Yeah, you basically have to be trying for it to flop. Like, you have to be doing, like, a B-movie kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like, something that's just gonna be like, okay, this is so stupid.
Or something people are just sick to death of. Like,
like a franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, it's like, Thanksgiving did not make a lot of money. But also, it's a shit movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's awful. It says something when they try to do the so bad it's good thing and fail.
Yeah.
Completely.
Now, the other reason I wanted to cover this is because we're all American here.
Yeah.
And I think...
I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And
I'm Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And I think that this film is so quintessentially American in a way, and showing how, like, really to get to the realms of success of, like, unfeasible imagination in America, you have to just stab people in the back and be the worst kind of person in existence.
It's funny because that kind of ties into a future episode of my pick, but more on that later.
Yeah, and also because it's a relatable thing, because, like, who hasn't eaten at McDonald's? Like, even for our international viewers, you've probably eaten at McDonald's
at least once in your life.
It's the largest corporate franchise.
Aren't there McDonald's in Japan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, even our large...
There's McDonald's in just about every country in the world.
Yeah.
So even our fan base in... What was that country we have a shock in?
The Philippines.
Philippines. Yeah, so even our...
Philippines has McDonald's.
Yeah, so even our Filipino fans, you've eaten at McDonald's. Hi, our Filipino fans. We appreciate you. You confuse us, however.
Same goes for our Turkish fans.
Yeah. I mean...
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting this weird little podcast.
Numbers are numbers.
Numbers
Thank
are
you.
numbers.
Thank
You're
you.
our faves. You're our favorite fans, actually, Filipino and Turkish fans, because, like, we expect to have American fans. We don't expect to have Filipino and Turkish fans. Give us comments on Filipino or Turkish films or directors or composers you want us to cover.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And tell me please answer me the question, how does one eat balut without throwing up?
Also, do you guys have different McDonald's menus from us?
They do. I'm pretty sure the Philippines has like some local dishes.
Oh, that's
that you can get at McDonald's, because like you can get like a curry in Japan from McDonald's.
Yeah. Now I'm just imagining McDonald's branded balut. Do you know what that is?
No, and I'm not sure I want to.
You don't. Just Google it later. I'm definitely not putting it up here because that's a food that'll get you fucking demonetized.
Funny enough, like the McDonald's corporate headquarters has a McDonald's restaurant built into it, but it has the international menu for it too. So you can actually order stuff off the international McDonald's menu.
I kind of love that.
That is honestly really cool.
That's cool.
I mean, McDonald's
is shit.
you're an awful company, and if you see this video, screw you for not making the McRib permanent, because that is just a delightful thing.
And the Grimace Shake.
Yeah, that too.
You just hate happiness, McDonald's.
Yeah, bring back your mascots and remember that you're a fast food garbage establishment for children. Stop trying to look like a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Why do they look like Starbucks now?
Everything looks like a Starbucks now, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Bring back the awful Klasky Chupo cartoon.
Cuspo.
Cuspo.
Cuspo?
Yeah, Cuspo.
I thought it was Chupo when they, that's what the logo said it was.
It's Cuspo.
No, it isn't.
It's CSUPO. But CZ is pronounced with like a CH.
So I'm right?
Yeah,
He's
I think you're right.
Yeah.
You lied to me, logo automated voice. You lied to me.
I was about to say, it probably could have been not specifically the logo I made voice, but some kind of like Microsoft Sam that tried to pronounce it wrong. Like, Microsoft Sam always pronounces everything wrong,
So,
including names.
The founder.
Yeah, before we get into this, do you guys either A, have any questions for me, or have a favorite biopic you would like to bring up?
That's
You go
a
first,
toughie.
because that is a toughie, Erin.
Ooh, favorite biopic. I'm kind of tied between two.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Which
what
one?
are they?
Rocket Man,
Oh, yeah.
Great pick.
because it doesn't show Elton John in the best light, which he intentionally wanted, because he's like, I was a drug addict, I was an alcoholic, I was a terrible person in the 70s.
Here's a mess.
And he was an absolute mess. And he was like, well, I want to show that because I'm not sugarcoating this movie. And the other one is Walk the Line.
That's fair. That's a
Great.
pretty popular
That's a
one.
great biopic of Johnny Cash. And also does the same thing. Like, it doesn't try to sugarcoat what his life was like.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got two.
Okay.
The first I'd have to pick, and I think this sadly disqualifies it from being on the podcast, is Dolomite Is My Name.
That's
That's a great one.
Because it shows Rudy Ray Moore was just such a beloved figure within the comedy circles, how influential he was, and how he made his movie, and damn what the public and what Derval Martin, his director and co-star, thought. Like, there was a guy who knew his audience and who succeeded within the spheres to become a legend. That's my first one.
Second?
Fair.
The second... How the hell did... Oh, no, yeah, I remember. The second one is a movie called The Last King of Scotland. It's...
Oh, I know that movie. That's a rough movie to get through.
Oh, that's a rough movie. It is a semi-biopic of a Ugandan military dictator who tried to invade a lot of neighboring countries. And it's from the point of view of a James McAvoy character who was essentially a...
Wasn't he like a doctor or something?
Yeah, but the character was an original dude based on the real physician.
Okay.
And it's about how he's initially enamored with his charisma, but then finds out, oh, wait, my best friend is a literal dictator. So, and Forrest Whitaker gives a tour de force performance in that.
Yeah. For me, it's kind of hard to pick. There's a lot of great ones. We mentioned The Social Network and There Will Be Blood.
Oh, great one.
Social Network's a great one.
Yeah.
Trent Reznor's
Oh, yeah.
score.
Ooh, yes.
And there's some other really great ones out there, like Malcolm X and The Aviator.
Ali.
Ali.
A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, that's Tucker, the Man in His Dream. For me personally, I think my favorite biopic, though, and it's one of those movies that I think is so good it transcends a lot of people's perception of this is a biopic, is probably Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Huh.
It was based on real Henry Hill stories.
The real Henry Hill's life, yeah.
Yeah. Now, one of the worst biopics I've seen was Black Mass.
Oh, God.
Yeah, don't try to make people who are not from Boston do fake Boston accents. It's the worst.
It will always... Hi, Fallout 4!
Ugh.
Okay. I got him! I broke him!
It's okay.
Daulton!
This is a good time to, like, if we had good video effects, to, like, layer, like, a poison damage effect over me.
I'll see what I can do.
Or even just put it in the Minecraft, like, continuous damage sound effect. Yeah, or, like, when you tick down damage when you're, like, starving in the game. Yeah, because that's how I felt there. But, like, yeah, Scorsese is honestly really good at biopics that people don't think of as biopics. Because Casino is one as well.
Casino.
Although you could argue it's more of a period piece about... Well, it is a biopic.
Real events.
Yeah, Raging Bull.
One of the best movies ever, in my opinion.
The Wolf of Wall Street. Like, those are all biopics.
As is Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
Which I really want to see because I've read the book. It's fucked, dude. It's bad. It's a good book, but brace yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I find biopics that are about musicians are usually worse than ones about non-musicians, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you try to get the actors to sound like that musician.
Well, not only that, but, like, the ones about musicians are usually so formulaic.
They really are. I mean, look at, like...
That's why we did Walk the Line.
Walk Hard.
Walk Hard, because it literally showcases just how predictable and formulaic, and to the point of parody, that...
Not even just narratively, the cinematography and stuff.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because I was also going to mention, like, a recent biopic that was, like, it might be okay, but I never actually watched it because it had a limited release. They did a Hank Williams biopic starring Tom Hiddleston.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, I heard about
I Saw
that.
the Light.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and there was that one biopic that had J.K. Simmons as, like, an abusive, like...
Oh, Whiplash?
Yeah.
I don't think that was a biopic, though.
Wasn't it based off real events?
No. The writer, I think, based it somewhat on his childhood and his interest in music, but I don't think... That's an okay movie.
I've heard it's really good.
Oh, yeah, it's good. It's just really hard. Like...
Yeah, it's a hard watch, yeah.
It is a...
Yeah, I was going to say, because you can even look at...
Oh, no, it's based off a book.
Oh, it's based off a book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's based off a fictional book.
Yeah.
Because you can even look at... what was that name? The Spielberg movie that came out last year.
The Fablemans.
The Fablemans. Because you can even look at that and be like, that's kind of autobiographical.
Yeah.
It's kind of a biopic.
Yeah.
Or the Rum Diaries, when it comes to Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, well, that was straight up based off a fictional novel of his.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was loosely based off, like, a period of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was, like, a fictionalized account of, like, a period in his life, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Fear and Loathing.
Yeah, great movie. I mean, not a biopic, but great movie. Although, technically, there is, like, a biopic about Hunter S. Thompson.
What, the Buffalo Room?
Yeah.
I've heard mixed things.
Yeah, I hear it's got its good points and its bad points. But so so let's get into our screening of The Founder. Last thing before we get into it. Have either of you seen this before?
No.
Okay, so this will be a fresh viewing for both of them. I've seen this a couple times before myself. I enjoyed it both times. Let's see how the third viewing holds up for The Founder. Hey, and we are back with The Founder.
Yes. We just finished watching the movie The Founder. And, usually Daulton does this intro when we get back.
Well, I mean, what was I gonna say? We're now back with The Founder. That's
what
what
do you
I
guys
usually.
think?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
What do you got? So, what did you guys think?
right. You start first, Erin.
Okay. Okay. So, I thought it was a good movie. It made me angry.
Yeah, it should. It should.
Yeah.
In a way, a movie has not made me feel before.
Yeah, I feel like this really is a movie that should make someone angry.
Oh yeah, this.
Especially as a small business owner.
Yeah.
This makes me furious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie. It's well shot, well acted. The soundtrack is great.
The cinematography.
The cinematography was fantastic. However, it made me very angry.
I imagine.
You and me both, sister.
Yep.
All right. The Founder, great movie. It's got a hell of a cast. The cinematography, as alluded to, is amazing. The score and soundtrack are fantastic. And there's just an unmistakable indictment of capitalism in America beneath this narrative.
Yes.
Carried along as it is by the tour de force performance of Michael Keaton as Ray Kroc.
He's a man who exudes sleaze.
Yes.
He does. He absolutely does. You know, like leaving his wife for a younger woman who's already married.
Yeah.
And who looks like she's half his age at least.
As I said, younger woman who's already married. To Patrick Wilson, of all people?
Hi, Patrick Wilson?
Yeah.
Why are you always getting cucked in movies? I would be insulted if I was Patrick Wilson.
I would be insulted too.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's not a bad-looking dude either, which is what makes it even weirder.
What does make it kind of weird is the first two movies I saw Patrick Wilson in were the Joel Schumacher Phantom
Oh.
and Hard Candy.
Oh Jesus Christ! He was the
He was the pedophile in Hard
He
Candy.
was the pizza file.
Yeah, he was. He was the one that Elliot Page tortured.
Yes. It was very, very enjoyable.
It's me, I'm pizza file.
So, I like, yeah, poor
For
Patrick
those
Wilson.
of you
He's
who
like,
haven't seen the IT Crowd.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah. I mean, don't watch it now because
Oh, the jokes aren't.
a lot of the jokes haven't aged well, and also, like,
yeah,
Grant Lenham is a piece
his
of shit,
yeah.
and so it turns out so is,
Richard Ayoade?
yeah, Richard Ayoade is also a piece of shit. It turns out,
Ugh.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he endorsed Graham Lenham after all the stuff came out about him, and like said, "Oh my God, his new book is great."
What the fuck?
Yeah.
On a lighter note,
Let's go back to the lighter note
about
of an over-the-hill businessman exploiting two hardworking younger Americans and stealing their business out from
And
under
almost
them.
killing one
lighter.
of them.
And almost killing one
indirectly.
of them.
Yeah.
Much lighter.
Much lighter.
Much lighter.
So, Keaton rightfully deserves a lot of praise for this, but I think the rest of the cast is fantastic as well.
Yes.
You got Laura Dern acting her ass off, exuding contempt for her husband. You've got Nick Offerman.
I would call Laura Dern's performance simmering.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Seething. Like, there's just unbridled contempt in her eyes as it becomes clear that there's nothing he won't sacrifice to put himself up on top of the business pedestal. And again,
Yeah.
Nick Offerman's great too.
Oh
Like,
God, yeah. And can we talk about John Carroll Lynch's Mac?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's so lovable that like
He's such a nice guy.
he's a teddy bear.
yeah.
I
So
want to hug him.
so
Me too.
Even though he's dead.
seeing what he's put through just makes you want to throttle Ray Kroc.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
that poor dude, poor Mac.
Like the scene where he like gives the kid the hamburgers and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
like,
And he opens it up
and he
after
goes
they
to,
close.
Yeah, and not only that, but the kid goes to hand him the money, and he closes the kid's hand and just like sends him off with the burgers. Like you really like the guy.
Yeah. You get the sense that he just wanted to,
He just wanted to feed people and make them happy.
He wanted to make them happy and just sort of get by on honest terms.
Yeah.
And the tragic thing about him is that he's too honest, you know?
And you just get the sense that despite, like him and Dick are a perfect partnership.
Yeah.
And they balance out each other's faults, and they're just getting along fine.
They are.
Their chemistry is flawless.
Yeah, you would almost think they were real-life brothers from the way they act.
And how they finish their sentences and recount the same stories
Step
together.
over each other with their lines and stuff like that. It feels very natural.
Very
It
natural.
does.
And we got to talk about the cinematography though, because
this
this movie's use of match cuts is sublime.
Oh my god, that transitional match cut of walking out of the light into the bank in the darkness of the McDonald's parking lot into the golden arches.
God.
Yeah.
That's my favorite shot.
Where he goes from the hall to the parking lot of the McDonald's and the arches illuminate the shot.
But he's cloaked in darkness.
Yeah.
And wearing a black suit while he's doing it too.
It looks like the product of my nightmares.
Yeah, it's like it's a great illustration showing you how he's really going down the slope into the dark side, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Almost as if every deal involving McDonald's at this point is like a Faustian bargain.
Yeah.
It really feels like it.
It really, like, Michael Keaton should play the fucking devil.
Right?
Yeah.
I want him to play Mephistopheles.
Yes.
The first thing I said was, when he mentioned, Ray Kroc has that line where he's like, if my competition were drowning, I would swim over there and put a hose down in their throat.
Yeah.
That line happens, and then I look to you, and I'm like, why hasn't he been cast as Lex Luthor yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, the thing that's so amazing about this performance, too, is it's like you took his performance as Beetlejuice, but you took out all the energy and charm from it and just amplified the sleaze factor.
Absolutely.
So-
That's what it feels like.
So you're just left with a narcissistic huckster.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. He sucks. He sucks so bad.
He's good at sucking, though,
Yeah.
Michael
He is
Keaton.
a absolutely fantastic actor, and he's very, very good at playing pieces of shit.
He really is. Because even his Batman performances, that Batman happily murders people.
Oh, yeah, and plus his Bruce Wayne is...
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You want to get nuts?
Yeah.
Come on. Let's get nuts.
Yeah, it's... Anyway, the score.
The
Score, yes.
The score is really good. It's unobtrusive, but orchestral. The way I would put the soundtrack is it's hollow nostalgia.
Yeah.
I would see that. I can hear that.
It has a very Pleasantville atmosphere and mood.
It feels very nostalgic, but in an almost sinister way.
Yeah.
Because you can't recognize the melodies and the notes and what it's trying to be. But it feels like this movie's trying to sell you on itself.
Which is fitting considering who and what the subject is.
Yeah.
You know, I was
It feels like unfinished commercial jingles.
It does. It feels like
yeah.
unfinished commercial jingles. You're right.
Yeah.
So I was gonna make the comparison of, what was it called? Like Everywhere at the End of Time, like the first part of that,
Yeah.
where it's like it feels nostalgic, but something seems off.
Yeah, Just a Burning Memory.
Just a burning memory. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that part of the album. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Caretaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously it doesn't get to the terrifying depths of that 6-part opus, but
Yeah.
When that score needs to pick up, though, it is great. Especially, I thought it was especially potent when. Do we do spoilers for this honestly.
What do you mean spoilers?
It is a...
Well, I mean, what, like... Is there
A spoiler section.
Do we do spoilers for this?
Something that's really spoiler?
If it's a true story.
I mean, like, personally, I think my favorite bit of the score, when the score is at its most, like, obtrusive but also fun, at least I think, is during the court scene where they're like setting up the the tennis court. I really like the score because it does sound
like it plays out like a montage.
Yeah, it sounds like a symphony, which is fitting because it looks like Dick is conducting.
Yeah, I did like that.
I do like that.
There was another scene that I noticed the score especially. Actually, two scenes. One where he's leaving the bank, and like the whole match cut with him going to McDonald's. Yeah. The score there, and the score surrounding his wife.
Oh yeah, when that one shot of her shrouded in darkness when the bank was calling their house.
Oh yeah, that
haunting.
That's a great shot because it's like.
You know it's coming.
You know it's coming, and it's not good. You've studied
the language of cinema or just seen a decent amount of movies, you know what's coming.
Or if you just have a very awful marriage.
The way that she's just out, like, on the right side of the shot.
She looks like goddamn Michael Myers with that guy in the background.
Yeah, and just she gives, like, the Norman Bates stare where she's just like...
Laura Dern is Michael Myers.
As Norman Bates.
Now I'm picturing the Michael Myers mask, but with like makeup put on it to make it look
like Tony Perkins.
Like Tony Perkins.
Hey, Benji, you watching this? Go ahead and Photoshop me Laura Dern from Jurassic Park in the Halloween jumpsuit. Yeah, put her, just superimpose her head over that if you're good with that sort of stuff.
And then throw the Anthony Perkins head on top of it.
That sounds terrifying. Oh my god!
In an alternate universe, instead of picking up a William Shatner mask, Michael Myers picked up an Anthony Perkins mask.
Which is like, where the hell are you finding an Anthony Perkins mask?
Where were you finding a William Shatner mask?
I don't know, but they did, and that's how they made Michael Myers.
You know what the damnedest thing is? He got that mask from a hardware store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, have you seen the original Halloween? Michael gets it from a hardware store.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I thought you meant the producers.
No,
Michael Myers gets it
Michael Myers gets it. Like, admittedly, they're selling Halloween decorations and stuff.
The hardware store?
But I'm just imagining the thought process. Those hardware store people are going like, okay, we got a werewolf mask. We got Frankenstein.
We got Dracula.
William Shatner.
All the kids want to be William Shatner for all.
Like, I can kind of get it, because, like, Star Trek.
What makes that even...
But at a hardware store?
But what makes that even more wild...
I'm sorry, I've seen the movie, but I still can't get over that.
But what makes that even more wild is Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Because Ben Tramer just so happened on the same night. Michael Myers breaks out of an asylum, steals a mechanic jumpsuit, and a William Shatner mask and goes on a murdering spree. Ben Tramer thought, you know it's a great Halloween costume, guys. What if I was William Shatner if he highlighted as an auto mechanic?
Like...
And then he gets hit by a police car.
Going like 90 miles an hour and crashes into a van and it explodes. Insert the gif here.
The founder.
And then the cop says, I didn't see him. He came out of nowhere. And I'm like, yeah, of course you didn't see him. You go fucking 90 miles through suburbia.
I can't. Erin. Bring it back.
It's
Bring
one
it back.
of the funniest scenes in film history.
I'm trying. I just can't think of something.
Look it up.
It's on YouTube. Just look it up.
The founder.
The founder.
Right.
I missed this.
Good to be back, brother.
Nobody can derail our own podcast like we can. Yeah, the founder.
We're back, baby!
We're back on tangents.
This is why we make the big bucks.
And by the big bucks, we mean thousands of views from the Philippines.
On one video.
I'm gonna get a shirt made that says "Big in the Philippines."
You know what? I don't even care that you...
This is gold, Jerry. Gold. Solid gold.
I'm sorry, I'm peeking it so much because it's directly in my mouth.
You know
I
what?
have no comment.
Shut up.
I don't even care. I don't even care that you motherfuckers are stretching my job out. This is funny.
It's good. It's good.
God damn it, Erin!
No, don't disregard the fact we pick up topics and roll them into the podcast like we're a goddamn Katamari. Killer Katamari, that's us.
Just picking up knives.
Yeah.
I can't even walk out of the shot. I've lost the plot. Okay.
No, because the shot's directly pointed at the three of us.
The founder.
We try.
The founder.
We try.
All right.
B- for trying.
Okay. Fuck you.
So Laura Dern kills Laurie Strode. I think that's where we are.
She kills...
She kills Ben Tramer by hitting him with a car.
I was gonna say she kills her performance, you asshole. I'm trying to bring it back on track here.
Laura Dern, history's greatest monster.
I need a drink.
Okay. So, one thing...
Not that kind of drink.
Need a couple red sodas?
Yep.
One thing I wanted to comment on, aside from the score and the cinematography and stuff, is... What the fuck are you grinning about, you?
I'm just smiling.
Yeah, you have a certain smile. Anyway, the set design. So great.
Really good.
Set design's really good. Really, I like how dedicated it is to getting that matte painting, candy-colored 50s aesthetic.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Norman Rockwell and some of the set design for the first Back to the Future movie.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Or who did that Aaron would probably know this. Who did the famous painting Nighthawks?
Nighthawks. What is
the cafe one?
Yeah.
With the dogs?
No,
what?
I'm thinking of the dogs playing poker. What the fuck?
No, it's just the people at the diner.
Oh, that one.
I'm picturing Nighthawks, but every patron is a dog.
I don't know, but I'm gonna look it up. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the mic. So
Yeah, I'm
point
sure.
it out.
No.
Let me do it. I got it.
He's out of range. He's out of range. This episode of Killer Score brought to you by being completely unprepared for the camera.
Edward Hopper.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's what the McDonald's concept of the Golden Arches painting. That's what it reminded me of the most, was the works of Edward Hopper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see that in museums everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very famous painting.
It's at the Art Institute of Chicago currently.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is perfect, from the design of the Golden Arches, restaurants, to...
Which you can still find some of the originals if you know where to look too.
Yeah.
Like the Des Plaines one they mentioned.
Des Plaines?
The Des Plaines one.
Des
they
Plaines,
mentioned?
yeah.
That's still got the original design.
It's still got the arches.
That's the only McDonald's that still has the first franchise design.
You know, there was a McDonald's, I can't remember where, it was either in southwestern PA or western Maryland, that still had the Golden Arches, but I can't remember where it was because it's been too many years since I've seen it.
I think there's still currently 7 locations in the world that still have the original Golden Arches. One is the Illinois one, and one of them's actually still here in Jersey, down in
Magnolia.
Yeah, in Magnolia, you can still see an original Golden Arches.
Well, up in Magnolia, we're kind of south of that right now.
Yeah, up in Magnolia.
Yeah.
So, the score's fantastic, cinematography, the lighting.
Yes.
Lighting.
Lighting and color grading.
The lighting and color grading. Like I said, when Ray is like obsessed with McDonald's, his house is like cloaked
Drowning in yellow.
in golden colors.
Yeah, you put it better than I did.
It is cloaked in gold.
Absolutely.
Yeah, drowning in yellow sounds like a little something different.
Shut up.
Like something that would maybe get the video demonetized.
Shut up with your banana shoes.
I tried, people. I tried. It's 2 against 1 here, folks. I just can't. Sometimes...
Banana shoes.
I
For context, he's wearing bright-ass yellow Converse right now.
I tried so...
You kicked.
I tried so hard.
See, folks, you can see the shoe.
I tried so hard to make this appear like
Very flexible.
like a semi-professional murder basement podcast.
This setup would be a lot more appropriate if we had like one of the 80 billion true crime.
So this week we're going to talk about the murder of John Benet Ramsey.
Jesus
Murder
fucking
fucks.
Christ!
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Murder Cucks.
Murder cucks?
Yeah, you know, like murders that happen over cucks. It's like the whole true crime broadcast, specifically based around cuck-based murders. Which there
So
would be
Long
a lot.
Island Lolita.
There would be a lot of those. I mean, it would
Yeah,
actually,
there's a lot. There's a lot.
There you go. Murder Cucks, the new podcast that just started without us. Shout out to you. You owe me royalties, you bitch. We'll do a virtual handshake agreement because I learned from this movie that can't go wrong.
The founder.
The founder. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, never do anything with a handshake agreement.
No,
Always write it on
never.
paper.
Never.
That's how you set yourself up to be swindled.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
Screwed the McDonald brothers out of 1% royalties.
And those royalties, by the way, as detailed at the end of the film, would have been billions cumulatively.
Oh, yeah.
100 million a year. Like
Actually, wait, no.
100 million, you mean?
100 million a year.
100 million
It
a
would take
year.
100 years to reach $1 billion.
Still, that's a lot of money.
That's a.
I'm really bad at math.
Because they wrote them out a check
None of
for
us can do math.
$1.3 million. And then said, oh, yeah, we'll get you those royalties.
Yeah,
And they
no.
just never did
No,
it
they just
because
Never did.
Because I think it's been fairly well established by now that Ray Kroc is not
Oh,
a
yeah.
very generous individual.
And an epic bit of foreshadowing for the decline of the American society. At the end, he's preparing a speech for Governor Ronald Reagan.
Uh-huh.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, say what you will about Reagan while he was alive, though. At least after death, he opened a gender-neutral bathroom.
yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh my god.
Right up there with Margaret Thatcher.
There's a kid.
Okay.
I knew it would happen eventually. I was calling that shit like Babe Ruth. I knew I'd make Rich break with that one.
Oh my god.
I was just like pointing out to the stands right there.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna die.
We have, unfortunately, killed Richie. On next week's episode of Murder Cucks, we investigate the murder of Richard Eckert.
This is a.
Was he cucked? Are we even sticking to the premise of this podcast?
Absolutely
Find out.
not.
This is the stupidest episode of this podcast ever. And it's the first one where we're actually back and here demonstrating the chaos for people, and it's this bullshit.
They love it. They fucking love it.
But yeah, this movie's use of transitions, as alluded to earlier, amazing. It's in love with match cuts. Like when Ray is making the comparisons between the church's crucifixes and the arches.
And courthouses, flags.
Yeah.
It's like, it needs to be as American as a church and a courthouse. And I'm like, that's two places where people get married?
Yeah, shout out to John Schwartzman for his cinematography on this.
Yes, shout out to him.
Who does a lot of franchise stuff. He's done some stuff I'm not too big on like Jurassic World and The Amazing Spider-Man. But his work on The Rock and Seabiscuit was really good as well.
Oh, he did both of those?
Yeah.
Seabiscuit has some gorgeous cinematography.
Yeah.
I have not seen that movie, but I did want to see that movie when it came out.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, and The Rock's great.
Fun.
Yeah. Winners fuck the prom queen.
Yep.
Real
line from that movie.
That movie either.
Losers do their best. Winners fuck the prom queen.
Sean Connery.
Yep. It's like a good. It's one of the few good
Michael Bay movies.
The
Bad Boys movies are okay.
And I hear Ambulance is really good.
Like, I don't think he's untalented.
No.
He just has some.
I just think he's comfortable.
He's He's comfortable.
He's comfortable.
I like his. He does his own style way better than any of the fucking knockoff movies.
Than the imitators of his style.
Do not get me started on that Jonah Hex movie.
Can we talk about how Michael Bay kind of sucks, but the unironically the Linkin Park drop at the end of the first Transformers movie works really well.
It does.
And it's really good.
Unfortunately, turned Linkin Park into the Transformers band.
Yeah, because they do an original song for every Transformers movie until Chester Bennington's death.
They did.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Rest in peace.
Kind of sad too.
Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. Yeah.
Those movies, oh man, they are visual sludge.
Yeah.
After the first one, they just turned into visual sludge.
Although the reboot movies have been very good.
Yeah, I've heard Bumblebee's really
Bumblebee's good. That new one that just came out.
Oh, the one that does the Beast Wars stuff?
Yeah. I'm speaking from a Transformers nerd's standpoint. I have history.
Okay, we're doing all these Hasbro franchise movies. When are we gonna get the dark epic Care Bears movie? When are we gonna get the Care Bears action franchise?
I thought that was owned by a different company now.
No. It's
Hasbro bought Care Bears.
Hasbro owns like everything.
Yeah, if it's not Hasbro, it's Mattel.
Yeah. Anybody need a grumpy bear, you know where to find me. Richie's Rad Voices. Anyway,
I'll be a bear. I'll be the Irish stereotype bear. I forget which bear that is.
Lucky Bear.
There we go. I'll be Lucky Bear.
Can I be that crochet pattern of the weed Care Bear?
Oh no, that's Trin.
That's Trin.
That's Trin. You can be the gay bear. The bear with the rainbow on its chest.
Care Bear stare.
Yeah.
Oh god, I did
The founder. So there's
thrusted your boobs at the camera.
Hey, just because I'm wearing a sweater.
Yeah. That's a good point.
The founder. This movie's great at just making you uncomfortable feel bad. Like it's
Richie was about to die during the Instamix milk.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna throw up.
That actress. The way they show the white milkshake between like her tits as the final the creamy white milkshake.
Oh, you fucking put it in my head again. Why would you do that?
Creamy white.
It's so thick and creamy.
God. No.
Oh, that's Linda Cardellini. She just dyed her hair. She just dyed her hair for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Linda Cardellini.
Oh, okay.
You know, from Mad Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Freaks and Geeks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I need to watch more Mad Men.
See, that explains
And of course, Velma.
From the live-action Scooby-Doo.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was Velma.
That was Velma. No wonder she's so hot.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, folks. That scene back in 2002, young Daulton saw Linda Cardellini come down the stairs in a tight orange jumpsuit.
Oh yeah, the latex jumpsuit.
In the second movie.
No, that's the first movie.
No, it's the second one.
Is it? I thought that
The
was the
latex
first one.
jumpsuit when
Was
she
the
gets out of the
second
van is
movie.
the second movie. It's like
Because
going
she
on
was
a
trying to
date or-
seduce the love interest of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And-
That was 2004, that scene?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was Scooby-Doo 2, which was 2004, I want to say?
2004, because 2001 was the first movie.
2002 is the first movie.
2002 is the first movie.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm with you there, man. With,
2004 sequel.
It's
yep.
a wonder boner.
That scene, Linda
Yeah.
Cardellini in the orange jumpsuit. Wow, Linda Cardellini's hot.
She is.
She is.
Great at seducing people in films.
Yeah. Preferably in movies that don't involve using instant milkshake mix.
You know, it's just powdered milk powder.
Hey, to call back to earlier, I drank your milkshake.
What does it say about that scene that the stuff didn't make me this uncomfortable?
I think this stuff looks like marshmallow fluff and is a lot thicker than the milkshake.
Much
Oh my god.
thicker.
It's thick and white and creamy.
Gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere on
Ah!
every part of your body.
It's in my headphones.
It'll get everywhere.
Oh yeah, baby. We just got demonetized.
So, The Founder is a 2016 film. Hi, welcome to Murder Cops with our new guest, Rich.
Get the
The
fuck
ghost of Richard
Out.
Eckert. Oh shit.
out.
I thought it'd be funny.
Murder Cucks, Murder Cucks, brought to you by Hello
But it's always HelloFresh as sponsors.
Murder Podcast.
We're
Yeah.
let's face it,
They-
we're not
they
getting
sponsor
sponsors
everybody.
after that.
We're not sponsored by HelloFresh.
We're not. Else,
We're
okay,
not.
so
We'll take your sponsorship.
we will.
We
Just-
will. I do enjoy cooking.
We'll sell your jizz milkshakes.
Oh god.
No, that's Soylent.
That
We'll sell your jizz soilet. I'm a shameless promoter.
the
We
found
need the money.
You want me to sell your real estate scam? I'll sell your real estate scam. A lot of people did. If you know, and I'm sure all of you know what sponsorship service I am referencing. I won't say it because I don't want to get sued, but I will say it does involve plots of land.
the founder.
You know the one I'm talking about.
I know exactly
I do.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do. We're bringing it back.
Yeah.
We're at an hour.
Wait. Oh, we're almost there.
Yeah, I mean, after derailing everything, do we really have much
Just,
left to bring?
This movie's great. Score's
Um,
great,
It will make you feel both angry and sad at the same time.
and it will make you wonder what the fuck is wrong with American business.
It'll
It's
also,
capitalism.
yeah, and it'll also make you wonder, what is the licensing cost of Spirit in the Sky if every single film in existence
Uses it.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Even the first terrible Suicide Squad movie used it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the song I hear at work every Saturday.
oh, I hear it at work at least once a day.
So yeah, the Founder, yeah, no, it's just a solid.
It's a solid movie.
It's a solid biopic. You know, if you just want a good movie just to throw on that you don't have to like think about too much, or just want to like kind of veg out a bit with like a good Michael Keaton performance, just and you've already seen all the classics like Beetlejuice and Batman.
Mr. Mom.
Birdman.
And if you've already seen the other guys, which by the way, say what you will about that movie, Michael Keaton's performance in the other guys.
It's a decent movie.
Yeah, he's really funny in the other guys. The way he like is moonlighting as a manager of a Bed Bath & Beyond and a police detective at the same time, so he gets his files mixed up.
Oh no.
So he's like, oh, and other order of business, there's a rapist that has killed 3 women on the west side. Oh, wrong notes. But if you live on the west side, be aware.
So
We have Keurigs and Instapots on sale.
Yeah, basically.
So, speaking of damning indictments of American capitalism, I think it is time that we move into something a bit more seasonal. It's fall going into winter.
Yep.
It's getting dark earlier.
It's getting cold and you gotta bundle up.
It's cold down
We're
here.
bundling up down in the
Oh, it
Moita
is
basement.
freezing.
In the Moita basement.
And nothing down here, however, could be half as cold as the heart of an aspiring nighttime journalist
Oh.
on the prowl for the latest story. Last time we got into the dark underbelly of the restaurant business, but now we tackle American news media, specifically those who hunt the premise that if it bleeds, it leads. Join us, won't you, as we view Jake Gyllenhaal's tour de force performance in Nightcrawler.
Yes. Next time.
Next time.